All right, you moderate maniacs, it's monthly update time again. How'd you do this month? It was pretty good. For me, it was a pretty good month. How'd you guys do? Leave me comments. So, because it was such a good month, what caused us to have a good month in September? I got 5 reasons, and I'd like for you to vote on these for me. Leave me comments what you think it was. Number 1, the Fed cut rates by 50 basis points, which hasn't happened in a long time. The presidential election. Number 2, my UCLA Bruins starting off 1-3. P. Diddy, his $50 million bail got turned down. They're turning away $50 million. That's how much they want this guy. Or was it my first live interview at a Houston TV station? What do you think? What caused a good market? Hey, you guys, if you guys haven't seen my TV interview, I'll attach it at the end of this video. But let me tell you, man, I was nervous. I was very nervous. I'd never been on live TV before. I mean, doing these things is one thing. You know, if I make a mistake, you edit it out. Most of the times I leave my mistakes in there anyway. But live TV, that's a whole nother animal. I was afraid my Tourette's syndrome was going to come back in a big time. But that just goes to show you the power of YouTube. One of my viewers happened to be the executive producer for that morning show in Houston. So Ralph, thank you so much for the exposure. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. YouTube's an amazing thing. If you would have told me this 3 years ago, I would have been on a live morning show in Houston. No, I wouldn't have believed it. So anyway, here we go. For those of you seeing me for the first time, my name is Duane, and I give these monthly updates every month to show where I started when I retired, which was right here. August of 2021, I retired with a little over $500,000, my 401k, my IRA. This was a 401k that I converted into an IRA, and my cash, okay? So I give these monthly updates every month to show where I've been, where I am now. If you think you might like that, think about subscribing and like the video. And if you really like it, down here, you can buy me a coffee. Ooh. So here is where I was when I retired on 8/21. This was the low month. This was only, what is this, year and a half later? I was down 17% in this 401k, 22% in this IRA. It was getting me heavy on the retirement vodka. So much better with retirement vodka. $53,000 on my cash, grand total of $438,000. So in the space of just a month or a year and a half, I was down $110,000, guys. Sequence of return is real. For those of you who don't know what sequence of return is, that means if you just retired and all of a sudden the market crashes. It did that to me 6 months in after I retired. The thing is, you don't know when that's going to happen. It's always just a roll of the dice, okay? You could retire into a great market. If I retired into a great market, my numbers would be much above that 548 now, okay? You just never know. That's what sequence of returns risk is. So what do? You have cash on hand to buffer that down market. Look at all the cash I took out in that year and a half. That helped me, even though it was $110,000. It still helped me. So I didn't go down too far. Okay, so last month, $332,000 in my 401k. Look at that. First time I am now above, 3% above where I was in my 401k. I am even to where I was when I retired with my IRA, which was a 401k. Cash, of course, I'm always taking cash out. For those of you seeing me for the first time, my monthly expenses are around $2,800, okay? I mean, give or take, could be 29 some months, could be, it's usually around 2,800. So I usually take $1,000 out of my cash, along with my YouTube proceeds. That pays for my expenses for that month, all right? So I had $519,000 last month, all right? So Where am I this month? As of last September. In one 401k, I'm here. Another one, I am here. And again, do you like me talking to my whiteboard while I'm doing all this? Boom. Look at that. All right. I'm just making sure some of you are still awake. Those are not the numbers. I wish they were, but they're not. Just making sure you're awake here, okay? The real numbers. There for one. There for the next one. There. For a grand total of... boom. As you can see, guys, not a bad month, right? Not a bad month. I'm up $6,000 in my 401k, $3,000 in my IRA, and it went down, obviously I do that for. I'm sorry for this. I don't have my little wiper sock. I forgot my wiper sock, so I just used my fingers. Came down $1,000 in cash for monthly expenses. For a grand total now of $500, is that right? $527,000. Look at that. Look at that. We're getting closer to where I was when I retired. So what are the percentages now of where I am now versus when I retired? Man, I'm telling you, if you could go back to when I was retired, to tell me 3 years into it that I would be close with my retirement savings and my cash to where I was when I retired, I'd take that. Obviously, you'd like to be up, right? I'm not up, but it's a lot better off than I was a year and a half ago. I would take that. So where am I percentage-wise? Percentage-wise. On this 401k, I am now up 5% from when I retired. I am up on my IRA 2% from when I retired, okay? Overall, I am still down. So to me, this is still a tanked portfolio, okay? When I say tanked in these videos, I'm not talking about the month. I'm talking about overall how I look from when I retired. To me, that's still a tanked portfolio. I'm not up, okay? So guys, hey, it's not bad. It's not bad, right? I had a pretty good month. I hope you did too. So YouTube numbers, what do you think? What do you think? My YouTube, as I've told you guys in the last couple videos, I think because of the election coverage, mostly that, my YouTube views are about the same, but advertising is way down. Advertising numbers, I think, are way down. Looking at what other creators say, there's a lull in the summer months for advertising. There's a big lull before or after the holidays, like January, February. So my cash, my proceeds from YouTube haven't been what they were before. In the first part of the year, I was averaging about $2,000 a month. Now, July, I had $1,500 I brought in. August, I brought in $1,550, okay? So September, what do you think? Higher, lower, honey? If it's not $2,100, she doesn't care. September, YouTube proceeds equals, boom, $1,600. It's okay. What I've said from the beginning, guys, is that if I can pay for my monthly mortgage with my YouTube proceeds, I'll be happy. That $1,600 is much more than my monthly mortgage. So I'm happy. Would I like it to be back where it was at the beginning of this year, around 2000? Of course. But here's another thing. As far as sponsors go, I've had people reach out to me, brand deals, stuff like that. I don't want to do that unless I am very sure about the product and I'm sure that it would bring value to you. So I could be making more money on here from brand deals, but I want to be dead set sure that I approve of the brand. I'm not just going to be going out there looking for money. It's got to work for me and especially for you guys. Well, if I do get a brand deal in the future, it has to bring value to you, okay? So overall, I'm happy with my YouTube proceeds. It's paying for my mortgage and then some, okay? So guys, there you go. There you go. That was the month. It was a good month. And if you haven't seen my interview, I'll have it attached somewhere up here. And as always, Or maybe down here, who knows? I can't, those little squares move all over the place. As always, from the lovely high desert, we got this.